Welcome back to 3 News at 5. Last fall, we brought you the story of a Cleveland Clinic doctor diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. She was preparing to compete in the Kona Ironman competition. That's a big one out in Hawaii.
Yeah, tonight, senior health correspondent Monica Robbins catches up with her and explains her new mission. She's advocating for veterans with Parkinson's who don't have access to benefits and researching why they're more likely to be diagnosed.
It takes extraordinary mental toughness to finish a full Ironman, 2.4-mile swim, 112-mile bike, and 26.2-mile marathon. Now imagine doing the World Championship with Parkinson's disease.
Kona was awesome. It was everything. Sorry, I didn't expect to get emotional thinking about it. It was everything I wanted it to be.
Dr. Sara Whittingham is a Cleveland Clinic anesthesiologist and participated in research showing how exercise can improve Parkinson's symptoms. Always an athlete, she just didn't stop.
I do realize that not everybody's going to go out and sign up for an Ironman. I'm a little bit extreme, but I think it's important for people with Parkinson's to find an activity or something that they love to do and just go for it.
She's also an Air Force veteran, spent time in Afghanistan. Her diagnosis 3 years ago came out of the blue. No family history, but a history of toxic exposure to military burn pits. But Parkinson's is not a recognized illness in the 2022 PACT Act for veteran benefits.
A lot of us aren't eligible for VA disability benefits because of current policy says you can't get those benefits unless you're diagnosed while still on active duty or within that first year. And so with Parkinson's, it takes 10 to 15 years after an exposure before you get diagnosed.
Her mission, awareness, research, and changing policy, because she shares this illness with several other veterans with whom she served and believes her duty may have been a trigger. Her advice to post-9/11 veterans?
I think it's still important to go ahead and apply for VA benefits, even if you haven't, and you will get rejected at this point. But in the future, if we are able to get this approved, it should backdate to the date that you originally applied.
And Dr. Whittingham says veterans are up to 10 times more likely to be diagnosed with Parkinson's disease and diagnosed younger than civilians. Now, how and why this is happening, still a mystery, which is why she wants to see more research done. On March 5th, the VA expanded health care to millions of veterans earlier than the PACT Act required, and the presumptive conditions pertain to several different service periods and operations. For example, Parkinson's is covered for veterans exposed to Agent Orange and other toxins in Korea and Vietnam, but not for post-9/11 veterans.
Wow. And I'm sure they're still looking at research as to how much it's impacted those that were around it, but it's pretty clear there were a lot of negative circumstances that followed for those that worked 9/11.
Yeah, there were, but you know what, she brought up a great point. She said, you know, we don't know if it was the burn pits. We don't know if it was the 6 doses of anthrax vaccine that every service member had to have. We don't know if it was just the stress of service that they were under.
Sure.
All of these things have to be looked at, and all of these service members need to you know, be researched. And you know, whether or not they'll get an answer is unknown at this point, but you know, we do know that they are being diagnosed earlier. And what's the one common denominator? Service.
Yeah. All right. Well, she's an inspiration for sure.
No doubt.
Mom, thanks.
Monica, thanks.
Sure.